See me, catch me outside. I'm Andrew Catron with Code of Worship, and today we're going to break down key aspects of pro lighting for you and your ministry. We talk to a lot of leaders, and they're all saying the same thing, where they feel like their live stream is looking sort of dark and dull. And for those that are meeting in their buildings that they've been in for a while, they're having a hard time finding the parts to keep those lighting systems working. When having a conversation about pro lighting, it's really important to understand the basics of each type, their purpose, and how it affects other pieces of gear in your setup. And just like you tech directors know, anything new that you add to your system will impact everything else in your worship space. So let's quickly dive in and break down the most important element, which is key lighting. Key lighting fixtures are positioned on stage to illuminate people from the front and back and helps us to see them more clearly, as when you use just one fixture to illuminate someone, it creates lots of awkward shadows, but using lots of lights aimed just the right way, we remove all those weird shadows. And that's why backlighting is so important. It removes even more of those unwanted shadows, but also gives some great separation from your people on stage and the background behind them. This makes the in-person experience even more dynamic, but also adds clarity to the live stream and for those viewing in the overflow spaces. You see, when people are leading from the stage, their facial expressions and their overall appearance is really important for them to be effective. And with their eyes being drawn to the brightest point in a room, having key lighting correct helps the congregation not only see those on stage more clearly, but it really helps them hone in on the message that's being delivered. Now let's talk house lighting. These are the main fixtures in your space that give you general lighting, but they're actually very critical when it comes down to this aspect of control. Because a lot of churches are using residential style products, which are really good in your home, but they just don't output the correct amount of light for your worship space, and it just leaves you with that dark and dull look that we talked about earlier. Additionally, if you're using residential style products, they only come with a dimmer or a switch that has to be mounted to a wall, which is just not convenient for your team when they need to make those changes during the service. This is why we recommend getting a pro-grade lamp that can tie into your existing lighting system. It gives you that really seamless control that you need for your services, allows that control to be in one place, and allows you to use fewer volunteers in your services. You also get a product that is low maintenance, it's reliable, and you also have literally years of warranty that covers the use of those lights. Now, a big question that I get from a lot of executive pastors, and probably a question you're asking yourself right now, what is the cost for this? It is an investment up front, but it allows you to avoid the expense of constantly buying replacement bulbs, finding rental lifts and ladders, and having those annual ministry reports where you're allocating funds to those maintenance costs year after year after year, where I think you'd rather allocate those monies to somewhere else in your ministry. But that's where we can come alongside you, and honestly something we're really passionate about is helping you make really good long-term investments and getting the most out of your budget. Now, the last major type of lighting that we'll cover is stage lighting. Now, going back to control, stage lighting can change the entire look and feel of your stage with just a few simple changes from your lighting console. This adds color and texture and can really add a sense of energy to your stage without adding bulky set pieces or props. And this really sets your team up with the tools they need to create that dynamic environment. Because anytime you want an updated look for a new sermon series or for a special event, there's no additional investment that you have to make. So with the basics of lighting covered, let's come back to the issue that most churches have, which is that you might feel like your space is dark and dull. The answer is unfortunately not one size fits all, as every church is unique and requires a customized solution. Now, you definitely don't want to put the wrong products in the wrong places like we talked about with your key, house, and stage lighting. But the great news is, if you aren't sure where to begin with fixing your lighting issues, Code of Worship is here to be a resource and partner with you to make the best investment for your church. If you want to see more resources like this, check out our website. And if you have any questions, we'd love to get to know you to hear more about your ministry and learn how we can best support you.